Hey gang, how's it going? Um, Wanted to talk to you about your next project, which is going to be what we call an entertainment campaign. One of the things that you can do in this project is you are going to remake an existing entertainment campaign for either a movie or a television series, a play, or a video game, or a sporting event, or a concert. So it's really open. Lots and lots of stuff that you can do. So, what I wanted to just talk about to just kind of get the ball rolling, to get your creative juices flowing a little bit, is just entertainment campaigns in general. And I'm going to focus on one this today that they did a pretty good job, and it's Captain America: The Winter Soldier. So let's check out the posters, and I'm going to go into images, and let's just take a look at some stuff. So what we have here, right here, this was the image that we saw in the United States. This was the main poster, what we call sometime as the one sheet. And this thing is about 27 inches wide by 40 inches tall. What we have here is a handful of different things that you would normally find on an entertainment poster. We have the title. So down here we have Captain America, the Winter Soldier. We have the company that produces it. In this case, it's Marvel. We have the date in which it comes out. We see 4/4/14. Underneath that, you'll see in many movie posters this thing called billing, and we have that down here. And so that has all the people's names who are in the movie. Up here at the top, we have the stars in the movie, their names. And I'd like to point out that there is similarity. While it might not be the same, there's similarity between the text that's used here for 4/14, the Winter Soldier, and those characters up there. But there's a little different text happening in Captain America because Captain America is a franchise film. They've had 3 movies with Captain America in it. Speaking of Captain America, here he is right here, right? And along with him in this movie poster is Samuel L. Jackson and Scarlett Johansson, and then Robert Redford, and then this guy whose name is escaping me right now. And then in the background we have this crazy, crazy scene of ships, on fire and blowing up, and all the crazy stuff that you would expect from an action movie. And that's what we have. And it's kind of just this amalgamation of every character, every scene in the movie. Obviously, this isn't happening in real time because I very much doubt that if there was explosions happening, that Robert Redford would A, be walking around in a suit, or B, doing it so casually. So, but this is what you get out of a movie poster. And any entertainment kind of poster is a form of narrative storytelling. And so that means that we have to tell a story in a single image. And so it's a tough thing to do sometimes. I'd like to point out a couple different things, though. If you go and check out this one, wow, it's really similar, but it's different at the same time. So let's zoom into that. Well, a couple things. Got the same stuff on the bottom, except, well, that comes out at an earlier date. And it's not like that gritty-ish yellow kind of color. It's more of a blue. And the most striking difference is he's not wearing that helmet anymore. You see, over here, he's wearing that helmet. So what's going on there? Well, this is a foreign poster. And you know how you can tell? It's from the studio that brought you Avengers Assemble. And the Avengers movie, which is, the third or fourth highest grossing film of all time in the United States, and worldwide, that was known everywhere else as Avengers Assemble. So you see this many, many times. And plus, notice there's not as many explosions in the background either. So you'll see this where a studio will create variations of their main poster to put in other countries. It's kind of interesting. The one thing to point out, though, is that the main character here, Captain America, Chris Evans, notice he changes, right? He changes a lot, and you're going to see, I'm going to show a bunch of pictures of him. But Scarlett Johansson and the character here who plays the Winter Soldier, and Robert Redford, and for the most part, Nick Fury, they don't change. The reason why is that this guy here, Chris Evans, who plays Captain America, is the person the movie is about. So it's definitely something that should be noted, that when he went into the studio to go ahead and take principal photography for all this marketing materials, they probably got thousands and thousands of images of Chris Evans. Whereas Scarlett Johansson, well, they didn't get many of her. Fun fact about Scarlett Johansson in this movie, she was pregnant. And so most likely what ended up happening is they went ahead and they snapped a few shots of her early in the production before she started showing. And because of that, that's all they could use. So definitely something to point out. Here we have another poster of the movie. Here we have another poster of the movie, and then the Black Widow poster of the movie, and then the Winter Soldier poster of the movie. I want to point something out. These kinds of posters, these are known as character posters, and you see them in movies literally all the time. Here's another one for the character known as the Falcon. This is an absolute normal thing in movies, for sure. And in your entertainment campaign, if you want to take that like stance and you want to go ahead and do that, that's quite all right. It's completely up to you. Because while this is an interesting image and this tells a big story, this image right here, this is what we call a teaser image. This also tells a story, as does this. This tells a story of somebody who almost feels, sad, ashamed, broken, versus this one who is ready for a fight. And it's the same exact movie. So, and if you've seen the movie, the main character, spoiler alert, goes through all these different kinds of emotions and stuff throughout the film. It's actually quite a good film. I want to point this one out as you do some searching. This one right here, this is what we call fake. This is a person who heard about the movie coming out, and before anything was released on it, somebody threw this together. Okay, this is just a fake Photoshop thing, and the reality is that like you just got to be able to be aware that those things exist, so you can look out for them. 20-something years of experience in the software lets me kind of just know what looks real and what doesn't. And this one here, this is a fake. This is not a fake. This was the poster that they used in the IMAX, which is, it's got like a painterly effect to it. This is the character poster for Nick Fury, for Samuel L. Jackson's character. This one is a fake. Take a look at it. These aren't even real people. These are like computer-generated people, most likely from a video game or something like that. Here is a retro-style poster that they created for the film. And this is real, believe it or not. One of the things that is pretty cool about Hollywood today, and if you ever have the opportunity to work in entertainment graphics, like you're going to find that it's awesome, is that variation is king or queen there. They really try to get the word out from a marketing perspective with a single kind of message. But then if the hype builds up for the property, they will create some really cool variables like this one here or that IMAX one there. Like those are some cool looking images, right? And this right here, this is a wallpaper that someone could download for their computer. Again, it looks just like the movie poster, except it's been expanded and it's a little bit wider. And this is a great point that I want you to see and understand. This assignment is going to have you create 3 items for your entertainment campaign. A one sheet / poster, which is going to be approximately 27 by 40 inches. And then you're going to have to create a billboard And then at the same time, you're going to have to create a web advertisement. So they should be similar, but they don't need to be identical. Um, I think that this, same image used over and over again is a good image. Don't get me wrong, but at the same time, it doesn't need to 100% always look like that. Because let's take a look at the billboard, okay, for this movie. They had two kinds of billboards. They had what we call vertical billboards, and you'll see these in big cities, kind of like New York or LA, where they just don't have a lot of width. They've got height, right? So they'll go ahead and they'll put these almost like very large banners going up and down buildings. And when they did that, again, it's a variation of the poster, right? But then let's look at the real billboard, okay? And this is pretty cool, right? So what we have here is we have basically the image of Captain America that we saw before, but we saw it without the helmet on. Again, when they took these images, right? They got Chris Evans in the studio, and they're like, "All right, Chris, get in this pose. Great, love it, love it, love it. Take the helmet off." Okay, great, love it, love it, love it. Put the helmet back on and move your face, 12 degrees to the left. Awesome, awesome, awesome. When they got, I just got his name, Sebastian Stan. That's right. When they got Sebastian Stan all, in the makeup and everything, and in the get up, they basically took two pictures of him. They used the same image of him. But again, that's a form of narrative storytelling, because if you think about it, they wanted that's their villain, and they wanted to almost be shrouded in mystery. I'd like to point out that Marvel and Captain America and the Winter Soldier and 4414 look exactly the same, like they did on the movie poster. And that's a really important thing. You're going to have to create a title element for whatever you make, right? And that title element has to, without a doubt, stay the same. Think about it. If you've seen a marketing piece for a movie or something like that, everything you see about it has a similar feel and tone. And I've done this job for a long time, and I've watched people create a logo treatment for a movie, or a television show or something along those lines, and the poster looks one way, and then yes, I am recording, thank you. The poster looks one way, and then the billboard looks another way, and the web ads look something else, and that's just not a cohesive thing. So you want to be aware of that, and you want it all to match up. The other thing I kind of want to point out to you is this: look at other movie posters as well, and look at we can just focus on one. Right? We can focus on Captain America and the Winter Soldier, but let's take a look at some other ones. But before I do that, one of the cool things they did in this billboard is they broke the plane. You see that? Like, he goes above the plane of the poster. They did the same thing here with this Doctor Strange billboard, right? And what does that do? That just kind of makes you look at it a little bit quicker and notice it a little bit more, because it's not that traditional, rectangle that you may be used to seeing, up high in the sky. So that's kind of cool. Here's one for Captain America, the first movie, the first Avenger, and check it out. Again, they did that. They broke that plane. Here's one for Captain America Civil War, and they chose not to. It 100% is up to the production department what they're going to do. But what I'd like you to do is also research different kinds of things. And I want you to check out this website right here. It's called the IMP Awards, or the IMP Awards. I will be completely honest with you. This is not a website that I like. I am not a fan of black background and bright green and all that sort of stuff, but they have amazing selections of movie posters here. Like, here are the Power Rangers posters, right? And we see them not only from the United States, but all over the world. And variations of all the different kind of marketing that they did, which is pretty cool. They show all the different kinds of billboards that they were creating, and they show, all the different kinds of just marketing that they used in the movie, and that's pretty awesome. And there's just a lot of great kinds of things that we can do here. And basically, it's like an A through Z search, and we can search through years. So I just put in 2017, and I'm just thinking of a movie that's coming out in 2017. I'm going to look at Guardians of the Galaxy, see if I can find it. So let's go into G's. Well, those are the F's. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, there's 756 pages, page 21 of 63. Let's view all of them on one page and see what happens. Watch my computer freak out. See if I can find Guardians. Oh, here we are. Man, look at this. Guardians of the Galaxy. This movie's coming out pretty soon. And there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. There are 30 images here that we can take a look at. And here's the cool thing, right? So they've got like this kind of poster here, the everybody's part of the poster, right? And then at the same time, they've got these kinds of posters. And here's the thing. When you create your movie recreation, right, is what you're going to make is you're going to create, and it's all going to be in the paperwork so you can read through it, but you are going to create a remake, a Hollywood-style remake of something that is a minimum 6 years old. So we're looking at excuse me, 5 years old. We're looking at pre-2011. Or no, well, hold on, it's 2017, pre-2012, I'm sorry. So yeah, that's what we're looking for, pre-2012. And so you have opportunity with that. So what I mean by that is, if you've ever seen Back to the Future, it stars Marty McFly, and he works with this eccentric guy named Doc, and they make a time machine, and they go back to the future, they go to the past, and they go back to the future, and they go to the past and back to the future, and there's 3 movies, and that's great, and everything, right? Well, Marty McFly is actually obviously a guy, and Doc is, it's something, a 50-something-year-old man, 60-something-year-old man. If you wanted to, you could, instead of Marty McFly, what about Maria McFly? And you could gender swap that if you felt like it. And instead of Doc being, like a 60-something-year-old man, Doc could be, a 25-year-old grad student, who is been down on his luck or something like that. And you could really change that movie around. And if you think about it, that happens quite a bit in Hollywood. There are great movies out there that used to be something else. Like, for example, Ocean's 11. Maybe you've seen it, maybe you haven't. But Ocean's 11 is a movie that they produced in the 2000s, and it starred George Clooney and Matt Damon and Brad Pitt and Don Cheadle and a whole bunch of other people. Really talented actors and actresses. But you know what? That's a remake of a Frank Sinatra movie. And basically what it is it's a heist movie that takes place in Las Vegas. And there's a guy named Danny Ocean, and he's got a crew of people. And that's where the movies just are different. They're the same up to that point, but then they're different. I Am Legend, the Will Smith movie, that was that had been previously released. It was a Charlton Heston movie, but it was called The Omega Man. And The Omega Man was based on the book called I Am Legend. And so, there's re-releasing is a normal thing in Hollywood. The only thing that you can't do is you can't do things that have sequels that have happened as well. So, like for example, Star Wars is off the board. You might say, but Empire Strikes Back, that came out in 1983 or 1980. I want to do that movie, right? That's old enough. Well, yeah, you're right, it is. But this is where I'm going to go ahead and say sorry, because you know what? They just produced Rogue One. And just before that, they produced The Force Awakens. And I'm sorry, but Star Wars, these large franchises, they go ahead and they build off of each other in many ways from their marketing. And at the same time, their marketing all looks the same. Like Guardians of the Galaxy here, right? This whole kind of treatment, this is very much similar to the first movie's treatment as well. So therefore, I don't want you going ahead and touching properties that have a sequel. So I'm sorry about that, and I know sometimes students get mad about that, but that's just something that we can't have you do. But that doesn't mean that you can't get inspired by taking a look at the IMP Awards and even checking out something like a Guardians of the Galaxy, right? And get inspired from other countries' stuff. It's okay. It's quite all right, you know. I would say that take a like a worldview on this. It's going to be the best thing for you. So yeah, when you decide whatever it is you want to do, you want to do a movie, a TV show, a Broadway play, it doesn't matter. Whatever it is, video game, sporting event, concert tour, doesn't matter. Anything entertainment, right? My recommendation to you is to go watch it, or go play it, or go do something, right? And then try to find the heart of that thing, right? Try to find that and try to give us a story in a single image based on that. And then that image can and kind of should be a little different for the billboard, and can and kind of should be a little bit different for the web advertisement. Well, what is a web advertisement? Well, let's see if I can find something. So if I go to Sony Films website, I click on that. Right there, guys. See this? This thing right here, it's just a picture of the Smurfs. It says Smurfs, The Lost Village, now playing in theaters. Guess what? That is a web advertisement. Oh, here's Trainspotting 2, right? And we can keep going through these different things. Here's Rough Night. Now, one of the things I would probably recommend is that instead of just having this kind of generic stuff on here, I would put the real things on there as well. What I mean by that is like put the real title treatments on there. Just again, because this web advertisement has this because these are Sony movies and we're on the Sony site. But we could have this web advertisement on any website. You know, it could be a little banner ad or something like that. And again, you want it to be, you want it to have, you know, the same kind of title treatment in many ways. One of the things that I would also recommend and just put out there for you as well is to just not get stuck in the weeds too much. What I mean by that is, you know, you're going to have the most information on that movie poster. Right? That's the, or excuse me, I keep calling it a movie poster. I'm sorry. I just do that when I talk about this project. But you're going to have the most information on that poster. That's going to be the thing with the most information on it. What I mean by information is stars, titles, dates, companies that made it, you know, all that stuff, right? You'll have the second most information on the billboards, but it shouldn't be a lot. It should be like maybe the studio that made it, the title, the date, and then maybe like something like coming to theaters or in theaters 4/14/2018. So we know, or like, you know, live on Broadway at the Majestic Theater for 3 months, you know, that sort of thing. Coming to ABC this fall, that sort of stuff. So we know what we're talking about. That should be kind of somewhat prevalent there. But then on the web ad, literally, like, it should be like the title and then like in theaters. That's it, right? You don't need anything else really. You want to just kind of be aware of that. So it's like kind of like as from an information standpoint, the top has the most information. Excuse me, the poster has the most information. The billboard has the second most information. The web ad has the least amount of information. But they all need to feel like they're related. They all feel like they need to be part of the same family, and that can either be that should be somewhat the title treatments. That should be the kind of imagery that you use. It shouldn't be identical imagery, but it should be similar enough that you understand it. And it also should have something to do with the tone that you're setting. So we're going to get a little bit more into it, but that is kind of where we're going. And I think that you're really going to have fun and enjoy this assignment. Thank you.